Hi guys, welcome back. All right, Geminis, let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm going to call the highly specific message. We are starting out with a location for starters. We'll get into as many details as we see. Post office and museum, mail delivery, written correspondence, package tracking, artifacts, exhibits, interactive displays, museum collections. Somebody could actually be purchasing something like a holiday gift or something from the Smithsonian, like their gift shop or something like that. Somebody could be looking for a really thoughtful gift from a museum or something that's like I definitely picture like an artifact or something ancient, replica of something that could be a really special gift, particularly around this holiday season. We see it's very timely with the holidays. It could be that I'm wondering if there's going to be an important gift that is like a relic. Sometimes a museum just also represents, something from the past. This could be a gift that is being mailed to Gemini, and it could be coming from somebody from their past. But I feel like it would also be something that has like a really special like connotation to it. It could be something that it's very specific to like a taste that Gemini has, or something that's valuable or important to them. It could be something like cultural, something that just has like more significance. I definitely picture a replica of something. Like maybe Gemini likes to hold on to items that really connect them to their past or their heritage somehow. We have a 10 of wands in the reverse. We have a 5 of wands upright. This is coming from somebody who thought heavily, should I send this, should I not, should I do this, should I not? I definitely feel this is all about a gift. In this storyline, it is a gift coming from somebody. It could be masculine, could possibly be coming from a fire sign, so a Leo, Sag, or Aries, masculine. They could also have some Taurus, and then we see the bull there. They could be somebody who actually like has an association with like the longhorn. Like I always think of them as like the Texas cattle. But we could also say maybe water buffalo. Whomever this is, I've thought really heavily, should I send this gift? Is this weird? Is this a bad idea? But it's almost like they have to. But I feel like it's going to be very significant. It's something that connects their memory to Gemini. I feel like Gemini will know exactly who this person is and exactly why they're sending this. It is because ultimately they're asking for a new beginning. It is somebody who, I mean, I don't think this is just an apology or here, let me send you back your crap. Totally, forgot that you left it at my house, and since we'll never see each other again and I'm moving on. That is not what we've got. That's not why this person would be mailing something. I feel like it's a purchased item that is going direct to Gemini, but it is them paying the bill for it, them sending it onward. And it is because they're hoping for some new beginning. Even here, it's like they've got the apple in their hands, hoping like, is there a possibility that this would tell you without words how much I would love to see you again? I mean, maybe this is somebody who met Gemini like at a museum or something, and they're like, hopefully Gemini remembers that I remember our first, unofficial date or something. We have the death card sideways. I feel like they are hoping this is enough for Gemini to remember them and to tell them, I didn't forget a thing, Gemini. And I don't think this person has forgotten a thing. They want a do-over, but they want to start from the beginning all over again. I'm hearing Aerosmith, and I don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to close my eyes. Don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, babe. We got the Judgment. Definitely them offering something. I don't know if there was a conversation about specifically like Granny Smith apples, green apples, maybe somebody likes like green apple Jolly Ranchers or something to the effect of like, I don't know if they ordered apple pie or if there was some kind of, talk about it, how I'll make you, when you come to my house someday, I'll make you, whatever, some special apple dish or, I'm actually picturing like, gosh, what do they call it? Like the Dutch baby. It's like a kind of like an apple pancake. They're really yummy, but something here where this character is thinking about offering this, but there was more to it. There's like, I didn't forget any part of our conversation. I didn't forget anything. We got Queen of Cups. this gift that this masculine, which by the way, they could be a Scorpio, they could be a Capricorn. We do have pretty strong Scorpio over here. And then we had, Leo, Sag, Aries as well. This is very much about trying to like woo Gemini back into their world. Like, if only you would, by the way, side note, but I think Gemini may have like a very like wonderful like shape to them. They may like work out a lot if they're like a masculine and they have like really like a good chest, or if it's a feminine, they may have like an abundant, curvaceous bod, particularly, like shoulders are nice, décolleté is nice. Just as a side note here, I don't know if somebody wears their hair up or if they have like, kind of like messy hair, and this character just like loves that. It could be like bedhead also. They really like the look of Gemini first thing in the morning when their hair is messy. That may have been a conversation here. But there's something, I also feel like somebody does dye their hair a lighter color. That could be Gemini specifically, who dyes their hair a lighter color sometimes than what it actually is. 4 of Cups sideways. God, this person has so many regrets over the way something occurred. That's why they're trying to send a gift that would remind Gemini that they remember every detail, and to tell Gemini that the thing that they regret the most is that I don't think Gemini's looked at them with those loving eyes in a long time. I don't know if they have a regret regarding something to do with like maybe there was a falling out between these two because of dog situation. I mean, obviously pets are our family members. There could have been somebody that didn't want a dog, or it was like some kind of irritation, or that just represents a loyalty aspect. I don't love the fact that we have 4 dogs and 2 that are already in cups. It makes me wonder if this person maybe tried to either woo Gemini when they already had somebody else and they really regret that they did that, or if that just represents the twins of Gemini's own energy. But there's something here where they have a ton of regret about the way they handled things with Gemini. Temperance. I don't know. This really could have been that there was a single issue that they separated from Gemini on because of a single issue. And it's like, why did I not just find common ground? I don't get why I did that. I should have just found common ground with Gemini instead of letting the single issue become the thing that separated us. I feel like they may have been drinking the night that they had an argument with Gemini or something. Also, I don't know who has green eyes or very spectacular looking eyes. Somebody could have like cat eyes. It could be Gemini does their makeup in a really lovely like cat eye or foxy eye or something. But I feel like there was some kind of an argument or something that could have been tempered and calmed down. But sometimes if there's alcohol, or maybe this person made an offhanded like comment, not realizing that would be like a really big mistake. Prince of Cups and 4 of Pentacles sideways. All I can say is that this gift that they are sending is something that they hope will open up the gateways where now Gemini will be like, oh, I want to see you. Why don't you come over? I mean, I definitely feel like this is somebody who's hoping that their overture, their peace offering, if you will be enough to change Gemini's mind and be like, okay, so they did pay close attention. I get it. They're trying to say sorry. They're hoping I'm going to invite them back into my world. Hoping. They do not know if this is going to work. They still expect Gemini to still be frosty, but they think by spring I could get Gemini to not be frosty toward me anymore. Let's go over here and just take a look at who is our Gemini in this. By the way, they could be somebody who takes, like, they do like kayaking or something. They could be kind of an outdoors like enthusiast. Maybe they do surfing. They could have a background where that's like, maybe they're Hawaiian, or maybe they, come from like a background where like Polynesian islands or just any one of the more island-based nations where, surfing and, like being in the water is something that they just very like, it's a part of who they are. This person could also be very charming typically, and they could have, normally a really smooth way of like connecting to other people and talking to other people, but I just don't know that they were very smooth with Gemini in this case. As far as Gemini goes, we have an Ace of Cups. We have the Six of Cups. I do think that these two drink together sometimes, and Ten of Wands. Gemini already forgave them for this a long time ago. We've got those mason jars here. We've got like wine goblets here. I do feel like it could just be that these two. I'm also thinking Gemini is doing some kind of holiday craft with mason jars, like, doing pre-filled, like cookie dough recipes or something and giving those as gifts, or filling them with, brightly colored, whatever, like fairy lights, or making. I feel like somebody's making Christmas gifts or something. Also, I don't know if Gemini does some kind of like wall art, but I could picture Gemini like creating like dream catchers, or something that's a unique craft that has something to do with like good luck, good fortune, but like a heartfelt gift or something that Gemini is crafting. By the way, this is the only zodiac so far where we're talking about gifts. Um, and I do feel like either Gemini could be a very gifted artist also, or be very like I said, very crafty. I always so admire people that are so crafty. They're so brilliant with some of the stuff they come up with. But if anything, Gemini's like, look, I had a lot of fun with this person. I actually have unconditional love for them. Yeah, they kind of put their foot in their mouth, but I kind of forgave them for this a long time ago. I don't see that Gemini's been over here, holding an, like mean spirited energy. And I think Gemini may have given this person some kind of like a craft or an art that they created, or something that Gemini gifted to this person. It could have special significance. Um, I feel like Gemini has like a favorite outfit that this person wears too, which could have some kind of like flannel or argyle pattern to it. I'm just noticing that really heavily here on the shirt. It could be like Gemini has a particular like look that they thought was really attractive on this person. We have the Sun. I think Gemini's never been anything but pretty straightforward with how they feel about people, how they feel about anything in their lives. They don't really hide stuff. This Gemini is like, life is too short to carry, like ill will toward anyone. So honestly, I hope they're not carrying ill will toward me, because I I actually mostly just remember the good times with them. Is this somebody from long ago? Is Gemini going to be surprised to receive a gift from this person? We have an Emperor and we have the Three of Swords. I'm going to say this could have been somebody that Gemini had been married to or fianced to. And at the time, it could have been devastating. This could also be somebody that Gemini assumed had moved on and was married to somebody else. This could be that Gemini doesn't even know what happened to this person. It does not feel like Gem kept in close contact with whomever this is, but they don't have any negative ideas about this person. If anything, by the way, we have those apples coming up again. This time, apples that have been cut open with that Three of Swords. I almost think that if Gemini and this person like loved each other once upon a time, parted ways, and this could be somebody from like 25 years ago, and then parted ways, and Gemini heard through the grapevine that they, were getting married to somebody else. Either they never married that person or the marriage didn't last. That person might be very angry at them right now. And Gemini may know none of this. I would say they definitely don't know anything about this. At last they might have heard. They're like, oh, they're going to be married forever. They're probably going to buy themselves a big old leather chair and have an office den and, have a, whatever, a fabulous little home life with whomever they're marrying. I almost think Gemini has, like, they're a totally different personality type. Gemini seems to be much more like free-spirited, much more like, oh, you know what, in life you do your best and sometimes you fumble it anyway, but at least, I don't regret any person I ever had as, a romantic person, because that was who I wanted to be with at the time. And hey, I wish them well. And that seems to be Gemini's vibe. I do not think that's true for whomever they almost went onward and married, but I don't know. Did you really marry somebody? The Chariot. They may have split before making it to the altar, or they were married and it was like the marriage got annulled, or it fell apart almost immediately. Like, I don't know. This feels, I keep getting the number 7 just because the chariot is a 7. And I'm thinking like it was 7 days or 7 weeks or something is all a wedding or a marriage lasted. Again, I don't think Gemini knows any of this. It's just they had some short lived wedding. There's something about like a diamond, either like, the third eye is open, or they have a pet. Here we have a horse that has the diamond shape right on the forehead. But, like my Aries, my blue healer, they also have, a mark. Well, not all of them, but if they come from a certain genetic line, they do. So like my Aries has it. But I always say it's his little third eye. But I feel like somebody has a pet who has like a white mark, and they might jokingly say it's like the pet's my familiar and they're my little guide, or their third eye is open. I don't know if that's Gemini's pet or if it's this person's pet, or maybe both of them. But I feel like their third eye, this character's third eye, is truly very open. Whomever this is, Magician. I feel like this is somebody who knew, especially after they parted ways with Gemini and started a connection with somebody else. That's exactly when they were like, I'm supposed to be with Gemini. Gemini is supposed to be the one that I walk down the aisle with. Gemini is supposed to be the one that I marry. This is somebody who wants a complete do-over with Gemini, and they remember everything about whatever their first date was with Gemini, whatever hopes, wishes, or dreams there were. They realized it was supposed to be Gemini that they realized those dreams with. This is somebody reaching out to Gemini with a very, like, it's almost like a piece of memorabilia, but it is intended to say, I remember everything. It's a very kind of romantic way, perhaps, for them to hope that they could have another chance with Gemini. A very romantic way. And they have wondered if this is a good approach or not. But I kind of think that this energy of nostalgia is going to be perfect for this storyline. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Really appreciate you guys. Take care. Bye for right now.